This tutorial is about quite an unusual pull strip where you pull the tab, a flap appears and flips over. The key to it all is a little strip underneath here which has 5 sections. They're the key to the mechanism. So I've got all the pieces prepared here. This is the base. It's got a crease here, so when you look at this one, the bottom end folds over, so that's the crease there. I've also put a crease down each side, so you've got tabs, so that there's tabs here which will fold it shut. So I'll just cut those off so you can see how it's actually made. This section is 10 centimetres and this is 15 centimetres. I'll just cut these off. This is your base sheet, and this is going to fold over like this. Here's the flap, 5 centimetres by 5 centimetres. This is the little strip, the key to it all, that flips it over. I'll just score it so that it'll all move really smoothly. So here it is, and we just crease all those really well so they move really nicely when it's all assembled. Take the strip, and the very end strip is going to stick onto the pull strip. The second bit is going to stick onto the flap. It's going to be like that. So I'll just glue that piece on. One section in from the end. So that's going to be like that. And then with all these things, the pull strip is double thickness, so I've already scored it, I've already folded it. Now to make it extra strong, we'll glue it back to back. We'll just fold these, so we glue them at the very end, but we'll just fold them beforehand. And this is going to glue in, the pull strip's going to go here, this is going to glue onto the pull strip, and this is going to glue in here. So I'll just check the distance in. When it's pulled out like this end, this is going to be like this is going to be down here. When it's glued in place, it's going to be like this, but with the flap underneath. So that's going to be underneath there. We now put glue on this bottom end. So it's going to be like that. Glued into place, so when it flips over, it can flip like that. And just make sure when it's in, it's going to be like that. This is going to stick on there. Just make sure this works. As you pull it, comes out and flips over. Slightly off my sticking. So that's all working all right. My measuring is slightly off, so I'm going to trim that off in a minute. But first I'm going to stick these two ends down. And the other thing is you need a slit like this one that the strip is going to go through so that it can be held in place and move nicely. So I'll just mark where that's going to go. So it's about here. Before I fold it down, I'll just cut that slit. Now we can feed that through. And glue these bits down. I have made a bit of a mess. You can see I've got glue everywhere. My measuring is slightly off, so I'll just snip a little bit of that blue off so it disappears. There we go. And now you've got the flip over flap. Last thing, you can actually trim this tail end down. So push it in. It's going to extend out like that. So with it pushed in, you can just trim it off. So you just have a little bit there. So what you can use this for, you can have a surprise message here or a surprise image. You can say happy birthday, will you marry me? You can have a message here and then a subsequent one there. You can also have a piece written in there. All sorts of things that just appear and then suddenly even more appears. You could also have some sort of image on here, and when you pull it out and that comes in, that can change. That can be an addition to the basic image you had to start with. There's also all this bit that's extending. You might play with that. So there you have it, the pull out and flip over flap. Surprise.